Good morning. It's 8:30 in the morning and I'm up and I'm dressed and I'm raring to go really, and I've been up for about an hour. Um, I'm just one of these people. I've got to be up early. It doesn't matter what time I go to sleep. I'm always up early. It must be a routine I picked up. Basically, this is a video response to a Judith F 1988 video, which you can see down here. So check that out, otherwise this isn't going to make much sense. Now, I thought this was quite a serious topic to talk about, so I've actually written down some notes, which is really not like me. Normally I just go on a ramble and I forget what I'm talking about and things like that. So today I just wanted to talk about how people feel when coming out of a relationship. I've got kind of a reputation, which I'm not very proud of, for being in and out of one too many relationships, and so I've got a bit of experience on the subject. Basically, the first thing I wanted to say was it all depends on, when coming out of the relationship, how much you really like that person, either be it love or really fond of or like or anything like that really. So I've sort of tried to base it on 1 to 10. So 1 is kind of like, got a girlfriend, it's alright, I guess. To 10, which is like, oh my god, I've got to be texting her all the time, I've got to be on the phone to her all the time, what are you doing, what are you wearing, you know, like some sort of stalkerish. But people like that. It's not me, but, you know, I've got a friend who's like that, always texting on the phone. It's like, you're seeing her in 5 minutes, why do you need to be texting her all the time? It's really frustrating, you know. So it all depends on that side of it, of when you come out of a relationship, to how much sort of reverb you're going to get from that, basically. If you sort of walking around, you see a place, or you have you see something that reminds you of your ex, and feelings come back. It depends on how you respond to that feeling. I mean, do you feel like it's just happy memories? I think it's important personally for you to enjoy what you had, and think, right, it didn't work out, it didn't go that way, but I really enjoyed my time being with that person. Or if you didn't enjoy that, you can just say, right, I've got to cut that person off. It just depends on how it is. But if you enjoyed yourself, you need to enjoy them kind of emotions there behind you. The reason being is, if you don't, then you're just really lying to yourself, and you're thinking, why am I feeling this way? Why am I not? Why am I feeling like I've got mixed emotions? You need to separate yourself and think, yeah, I had a really nice time with that person, and then keep that as a part of your life. You know, you don't want to just say, oh, I want to get rid of that. If you really had a bad time with a person, then yeah, you want to cut yourself out from that. But think about the times that you've shared and the experience you had and how much you enjoyed that. And then that is important, because that will stay with you and it's a happy memory. Just because you broke up doesn't mean you shouldn't feel the same way. I mean, if you had feelings at this point and you're still sort of feeling them when you see this object or this place, you should take that on board and keep that with you in your memories, keep that with you. And if you shouldn't really think, oh, have I still got feelings for this person? You had feelings for that person, and it's just a memory, like watching a film, like recording on a videotape and watching a film or DVD or whatever. You're just replaying the same emotions and feelings you had. It doesn't mean you still have them, because the DVD is going to finish when you walk away from it, but you can still enjoy that feeling that you once had. And if it kind of makes you feel a bit emotional, then maybe just talk about it with a friend and go through it like that. It's very important. I mean, personally, I've actually got a collection. I collect dragons, if you don't know me by now. I collect, and I've got a whole array of them. And a lot of them were bought for me by a person who meant a lot to me, a girlfriend, or, you know, a real relationship I had with someone. And they all remind me of people I was with. I mean, this one reminds me of probably the longest relationship I had, to be honest, which was about 6 months. But, you know, and it reminds me of that person. And it's important. I could be afraid of showing you, but I'm not going to go through them all. But but they all mean a lot to me personally, and that's how I deal with it. I if it's good feelings, I take it on board and I keep that with me as if it's like a treasure or something like that. And I keep it as a part of me because I feel that's important. Um, like I say, if you had a bad relationship and you want to forget it completely, then you have to have it in your mind. You have to block that person out. You have to get rid of the belongings of that person. You really have to. It's not easy. So either you can deal with the emotions you've got, or you have to cut yourself off completely. If you really wasn't happy, then luckily you just got to break yourself apart and keep it apart for good, because if nothing good came of it in the first place, and nothing good will. If it was, don't want to say abusive relationship, but if it was one where you felt like you were locked down, or someone treated you badly, or after the breakup this person became very bitter and very spiteful, then maybe you want to break off from that. Just depends on how you are. I personally have become friends with a number of my exes, not all of them, because it just didn't work out to a point where, it did become spiteful, it did become harsh, and there was nothing you can do to save that. You just got to be glad you got out of a relationship when you did, really, which I've done a few times. But there were some people who I'm really good friends with, and I still have feelings. We had a good time. We went out. It didn't work out at the time. There were problems. And I'm not thinking about getting back with them or things like that. But it's important to remember the time you had. I mean, if you can come to terms with that person and think, we had this. This is how I'm going to deal with it. We're friends. We had something special, and I can enjoy your company, and there's no restrictions really. But if I'm being totally honest, I get so jealous if they get in another relationship. I really do, and I've got no idea why. I'm not with that person anymore. We've had our time. It's expired, and yet I still get jealous. I think that's just something that all guys get, but they will not admit. And if you should, damn it, you should admit to your feelings once in a while. And I'm not ashamed. I don't really, I don't care what people feel. I'm comfortable with myself, and so this is how I express myself. So, when you're in a relationship and you come out of it, if you're going to stay friends, make sure it's going to work. That you can share things together, still go out, still have a drink, still be friends with your other friends and go and have a good time. If it starts feeling uncomfortable, you may have to talk to that person and say, look, this is how I feel, what are we going to do about it as friends, as ex-partners, what are we going to do? Or you cut yourself off, you say, look, this is how I'm feeling, I can't deal with this, let's just take some space, I'm going to stay away from you for a while and settle down, and then work things out with yourself, and then decide, right, this is the cut-off time, or no, I'm going to make this work as friends. Or you've got the third option, which I don't really like, is keep going the way it is and be miserable, feel uncomfortable, don't come to terms with it, and just try and move on. And but is it for the sake of, for you, is it for the sake of friendship, is it for the sake, if there's no point to it, don't do it. Make yourself happy, be happy with what you want to do. If you're starting to feel awkward around someone, it's not good to if you're in a group, it's not good to have everybody else feeling uncomfortable as well, because people pick up on awkwardness, they pick up on silence, they pick up on body language, and then you feel like, they're not having a really good time. So you have to discuss it with someone, a really good friend, someone you can trust, parents, anything really that you can trust in someone, and have them help you. And same thing if you can't act the same way around them. If you feel like